Howdy folks, I'm Brian and here's some Reddit. Our first story is titled, Am I a Jerk for Buying My Girlfriend Lingerie That's Too Small? Just some background. My girlfriend is 24 and I am 24 and we live together. We have been dating for 2 years now. We both decided to lose some weight together seriously last month. So far, I've lost 4 pounds while she hasn't lost any. We weigh ourselves daily. Her birthday was yesterday and I bought her some attractive lingerie. They were so expensive and she seemed really happy when she opened the gift. She looked at the size and said they won't even fit her. I told her that she wouldn't know until she tried them on. It took a lot of convincing, but she finally tried them on. She was mad the whole time, but even more when they didn't fit. If I'm being honest, I thought it was a pretty funny sight. I thought she looked like a sausage. I told her that she can use this as motivation to lose weight properly now. She was furious and left our home. She's now staying with a friend. I told my friends who are girls and got mixed reactions. If anything, I should be the mad one. I wasted all this money and I can't even return it. I was excited for my girl to model them for me, but it turned out to be a bust. So, am I the jerk? It was an honest mistake. How could I possibly know her true size? And then he says, edit, wow, you guys are some messed up people. I know, it's just such a hard world. Why are all these people disagreeing with you? I don't see any problem with this at all. All right. Now, a little less sarcasm. If you buy a gift for someone, a good rule of thumb is that it's not really a gift if they can't use it immediately, or if there are strings attached, or any number of things. This wasn't really a gift for her, this was a gift for you, and you used her gift as a way of shaming her. And that's not good, that's not healthy, and that's not nice to do to someone. So, I think there's a couple of places that you really went wrong here. If this isn't a troll of a post, because, it kind of seems like it might be. First, laughing at her and saying that she looks like a sausage, how terrible do you have to be to say something and to be demeaning like that? And she told you that they wouldn't fit, but you forced her to put them on anyways, and you forced her to be humiliated, and then you laughed. Then you went a step further and well, now you can see if you lose weight, then these will fit right. And I think that was a really poor way to approach this. So again, if you buy someone a gift, then that gift should be immediately usable by them, and it shouldn't be something that has strings attached. And I think that you failed completely here, and you were just a complete jerk. And yeah, don't shame people with presents. I don't know, I think that's a rule out there somewhere, right? You're the jerk. You're the jerk for buying her the wrong size. You're the jerk for not believing her when she said it wouldn't fit. You're the jerk for laughing. You're the jerk for telling her that the lingerie could be motivation to lose weight. You're the jerk for thinking that you have some justification or right to be upset. You're the jerk, and you're one giant jerk. All right. Our next letter is titled, Am I a jerk for telling my brother-in-law that I'm healthier than him? My wife's brother is 17 and he eats a lot. He's quite thin and athletic too, but I'm a 32-year-old male and I'm significantly more muscular and attractive than him. I mentioned how much he eats in passing and he said, well, I run a lot, so I don't feel too bad about eating whatever I want. He told me he runs about 4 or 5 miles a day, and cardio really isn't my thing. I can barely run a full mile, but I'm pretty sure what he does is not a lot. I told him that I don't run, and that I'm healthier than him, and he just laughed at me and said, I lift weights and mostly eat healthy too. I never felt healthy until I started running though. I was getting annoyed because I know that having muscle is healthier than not, and running is not good for you because it literally makes you burn muscle while keeping fat. I told him that he has obviously not done any research, and if he keeps his attitude, he'll never be as fit as me. He told me your insecurity is showing, which really set me off. My wife could tell how angry I was, and she told me to calm down, but out of rage, I just told her to shut the F up. I'll admit, that wasn't a good thing to say, and she won't talk to me now. I just feel like her brother didn't respect me as an adult. Am I a jerk? Sorry, folks, that's the best roid rage impersonation I have. You know, I don't even know on this one. Like, this guy is just plain silly. Like, cardio is known to be actually really healthy for you, and lifting weights is really healthy for you too. This measuring contest that these two folks are having is completely immature, and one can excuse a 17-year-old for getting involved in a measuring contest like this because he's 17. You've got better things to do with your life than to argue with a 17-year-old about how much more fit you are than he is. It's good to be healthy. There's no need to compare bodies like this. And I mean, your true colors are showing when you're like, I'm more muscular and attractive than him. Some people like people who are muscular, and other people like people who are less muscular. I mean, it really just depends on the person. And that doesn't necessarily mean that he's less attractive than you or more attractive than you or anything like that. It just means that people have preferences. And comparing bodies like this, I think, is kind of silly. You're both healthy individuals, and it seems like you both have workout regimens that work well for you. And I think that's really what's important here. So I guess where I'm going to say that you're the jerk in this one is for yelling at your wife. Your wife was just trying to step in and kind of shut down the conversation, it sounds like, because this was just a ridiculous conversation. And you told her to butt out, and you told her to shut up. And you did it in a very rude way. That is not good. Don't do this. That is really unhealthy. And as for your brother not respecting you as an adult, being an adult doesn't grant you some magic wand to, say that you're superior and that he needs to respect you more. Him being younger than you does not mean that his opinion is invalid and that he has no grounds to have a conversation with you about fitness. So again, being older does not guarantee that someone is wiser or is more deserving of respect. So I think here, when you're saying respect, you mean it in the authority way. You're saying that he should respect you as an authority simply because you are older, and you'll show him that he's a person if he respects you. And that's not the way respect should work. Respect should be something that is mutually exchanged between people, and you don't get to be a authority figure, to this younger person just because of their age. You're the jerk. He's 17 and runs all the time. Of course he can eat whatever he wants. He obviously made you feel insecure. Your post to internet strangers assuring us that you're significantly more muscular and attractive than a random teenager. And then you went mental on your wife because she asked you to stop berating her little brother. Apologize to everyone multiple times. You sound ridiculous. Our next letter is titled, Am I a Jerk for Being a Bit Grinchy and Not Wanting to Do Christmas? A quick bit of backstory. I've spent most of my life by myself by choice. I am a happy loner and always have been, and I don't like Christmas. I don't do cards, presents, festivities, etc. And if any given year I was possibly going to be around people who were fans, I'd literally book holidays and trips and go away by myself to avoid the whole thing. It's just not for me. I've been this way since I left home at 15. Roll on some years, and I broke down my long loner streak and ended up in a relationship. My other half likes, and perhaps even loves, Christmas. So for their benefit, I've been doing Christmas, which is now the problem. The first year, I was like, okay, it's the thing people do. So we did the whole shebang, just by ourselves, as we don't live near any friends, family, etc. Second year rolls around, and it was back to my country for Christmas with my family. Great holiday, but the Christmas part was painful. Third year was at home with a relative staying, and this year is the same due to COVID-19. Low key, but still doing all the stuff I hate, like the tree, presents, crazy food, etc. I got into a disagreement with my other half today as I was being a bit grinchy, and they literally said something along the lines of, well, you like me and I like Christmas, so get into it. And I was like, kind of stunned. I get that relationships are about compromises, but there seems to be this attitude like it's the thing to be done, and I'm the jerk by suggesting that there's another option. But I want to know when the compromise kicks in and I don't have to do Christmas, which I hate. Or do I just have to do Christmas every year now? So am I the jerk? The trouble here is that it sounds like you don't want to do Christmas at all, and this is something that's important to your partner. So I do understand where you feel like this isn't a compromise. You're doing Christmas even though you don't want to do Christmas, and for the last 3 years, you've done Christmas things. You're doing Christmas because it's important to your significant other. When people talk about doing compromises in relationships, sometimes, one person gets more than the other. In one instance, compromise is sometimes a hard thing to get between couples. So I think that the compromise here is that you two celebrate a low-key Christmas, not to not celebrate Christmas at all. And I think that when one person is always getting what they want and the other person isn't getting anything, that's when there's no compromise. So not celebrating Christmas at all, I don't really feel like is a fair compromise here. A compromise, is generally both people coming to some kind of middle ground. Not celebrating Christmas at all isn't really a middle ground. It's just not celebrating Christmas. I think that this is something that you're going to have to sit down and work out with your partner, and I think you two are going to have to talk about what it means to have a appropriate compromise here. Honestly, I think that you're the jerk, not because you hate Christmas, but because you're trying to use your issue regarding Christmas as an excuse to get your partner to stop doing the things that they enjoy. You are allowed to have strong negative feelings for things, but when those negative feelings start affecting other people's ability to do things that they enjoy, so long as those things are harmless by nature, there's a problem. You don't have to love Christmas, but when you date someone who does, you should learn to tolerate at least some things, because it's not a compromise if the result is you getting what you want, no Christmas stuff at all, and them getting nothing they want. That's not a compromise. So yeah, I tend to kind of agree on this, and I think that they kind of need to work out what's the best compromise for them, and both parties might not get exactly what they want. All right, folks, that's all the time we have for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, consider giving me a thumbs up. If you didn't, consider giving me a thumbs down. But also, consider telling me why in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you all tomorrow.